And they lied to us that carbohydrates are energy-giving foods. They are very smart. They did that because they knew whatever is coming from the industries, 90% is carbohydrates, which is sugars. So they wanted you to consume their products. And that's why they came up with that. The same way they came up with the idea that morning breakfast is the most important meal of the day. That is actually a food company that actually came up with that idea. And apparently that food company, I don't want to mention it, but it starts with K and ends with S. It has some G's somewhere. So those of you who know that food company that has some G's somewhere, that serves your breakfast table, the cereals, the milk, and all these things that are actually coming from this company. Wanga.
Yes. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I just special God to bless you and no. So I don't know how I can say, but may God bless you so much. And I will add my voice on your voice. Tell everyone out there having hypertension, having high sugars, chronic high sugar, that they should drop all kind of sugars, including fruits and honey.
Yes.
Then they feed well.
Man.
You see.
They normally tell me if I tell them to fast, if somebody is diabetic and they tell them to fast, they tell me they will faint. Have you fainted from fasting?
No, not at all. Actually, after 4 days,
Yes.
when I'm fasting, the body got used and I'm feeling too much power. I even run in the morning before I go to work.
There we go.
I didn't know I'm having this power because I'm small in size. When I was in Uganda,
Yeah.
so I think I came with malaria, but I didn't know that I'm having malaria. When I reached in this country where I'm working from,
Yeah.
so I felt normal fever.
Yeah.
I didn't take care, so I just went in the pharmacy. I bought antibiotics. Whereas I'm taking metformin.
Mm-hmm.
So the following day, the disease came at a higher speed. I've never seen it before. Actually, I remember one thing when they are taking me to bed.
Mm-hmm.
I realized again, like mind came back again.
Yeah.
When they brought my phone, I
Mm-hmm.
see I'm in the big hospital. I have oxygen on the nose. I have this. I don't know how you saw. Same like how can I say? Because I could not eat. So the tears here in the neck
Mm-hmm.
of feeding. I could not do anything. I was half dead.
Yeah.
By this time, they are saying I have too much infection because the doctors are Indians.
Mm-hmm.
They just told me you have too much infections and you have kidney failure, you have lungs failure, and high fever.
Man.
So this is when I started the insulin.
Wow.
So they were injecting me insulin in the hospital, but what amazing. They could bring me rice, they bring me brown bread.
Wait.
And like, oh,
Wait.
can you teach it? I realize
So you're just recovering from coma. Let me get this right. You're just recovering from coma and you are on insulin therapy and they serve you rice. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. You can. This is exact picture of our hospitals. The diabetic patients are being served with honey, fruits, milk, sugar, brown bread, margarine, and rice. That is exactly the standard.
They even advised me to use stevia instead of sugar.
Ay, 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 ay. Eh. Bro, you've just painted the real image of our hospitals.
Exactly. I have a video. It is there on TikTok. I posted it.
Man, his name is actually Luanga Skyron. Luanga, Lwanga, and then Skyron. You can visit his TikTok page and just see that testimony, just in case you think we've paid Luanga to tell us what he's saying. Luanga, Skyron. Yes.
See, doctor, you always say that life is actually, I don't know how you say it, but it is like you will feel your pain alone.
Yes.
No anyone will feel your pain.
Health is a personal journey. Walk it alone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, if someone over there doubting this,
Yeah.
okay, let them eating their sugars, let them eat the chapati. They will feel the consequence. If I teach you and you fail to take my testimony, very well.
Well done.
But thank you so much.
Bro, thank you so much for coming through. I'm glad that you rejuvenated your health. Keep doing it. Keep saving lives. Where are you right now?
I'm in Abu Dhabi.
Change those people's lives in Abu Dhabi. Don't care who they are. Change their lives for the better. If they ignore your message, let them be.
Exactly.
Congratulations, bro. Congratulations. One life straight out of the coma, straight into life, back into living. That is one life. Tell me if you cannot wake up the next day in the morning to preach the same gospel over and over and over until your African brother gets this deeper into their veins. Tell me you cannot do that. We shall be here shouting this thing. And this guy just painted the real image of our hospitals. Your mother, your grandmother, your father, your relative, your spouse is in that hospital bed taking therapy for stroke, taking therapy and rejuvenating or regaining the health back from hypertension or an attack, from even asthma, from diabetes. And guess what they are being fed with? They are being fed with rice and beans, everything carbohydrates. And they will tell you this is a balanced diet. And this has actually been written by hospital nutritionists. They will be served with tea in the morning that has little sugar or even stevia or honey, plus milk, plus brown bread, because brown bread is healthier than white bread. At lunch hour, they will be given brown chapati and beans again, all things carbohydrates. In the evening, they are given this size of ugali, because now diabetic people are being told that this size of ugali cannot hurt you. This is enough for diabetics. Plus a few vegetables and 2 pieces of meat, because meat will cause you hypertension. Meat will cause you diabetes. Meat will cause you kidney problem. Red meat is toxic. It causes you gout and it causes you kidney failure. But you ended up getting kidney failure without eating the meat. How did you end up in this bed? You've avoided salt for all this time. How did you end up being diabetic or hypertensive? Sorry. You have avoided coffee for all this time. How is it possible that you still have the same kidney disease? You have avoided eggs all through. You stopped eating eggs, you stopped eating fatty meats, you stopped eating the geese and all this. But your cholesterol levels are still on the roof. Aren't you thinking? And now we, as the people who take care of these patients, the caregivers, we bring more of this to them. In the morning when you're going to those wards to see your mother, you're carrying a lot of fruits, genetically modified fruits. They look so appealing because you want your mother to survive. You're bringing honey because honey is natural sugar. Your mother loves sugarcane juice, and they told her because she has a fatty liver, she has to take a glass of sugarcane juice every single day, forgetting that is sugar. So the fatty liver is sugar, and then you bring in sugar, and you expect to ever walk out of that hospital bed. You're prolonging your hospital stays. You're prolonging the prescription. You're actually increasing the drugs on that prescription. These same drugs are going into the same liver for processing. How will your mother or your spouse or your father survive? And you come here when you preach this gospel to you, you're the first one to type. You're the first one to comment on my videos. Doctor, you are wrong. Doctor, this is natural sugar. Doctor, this and doctor that. And you saw the other day, Marian, your favorite nutritionist, she's actually in Germany. She actually says, no, I have roots in Somali, but I'm not a Somali. I live in Germany. Just because I live in Germany, I'm not African. I am Somali, but I live in Germany. I was born here, raised here. I am a nutritionist, stroke physiotherapist, stroke I don't know. And now she's the one who is preaching to you. You know, fruits are natural. As long as you eat fruit with a lot of protein. She's telling you that as though the body knows if you eat fruits and protein. The body knows glucose, fructose, and all this. The body does not know you ate meat. You ate fruits that are natural, that are God-made. And these are the nutritionists that are sitting there with a white lab coat and writing these notes to you. They are the ones who are reviewing files for your sick patients in the wards. And now your doctor comes and just adds on the dose of insulin. Give him 30 units, 30 in the morning, 24 in the evening. And guess what you do? The nurse increases the dose. And now you're going to hypoglycemia. The patient is fainting. The next thing is lower the insulin dose, but give them soda so that the blood sugars go up. You are given soda. You are given that dextrose monohydrate that you people call glucose. It's not glucose. It's dextrose monohydrate. That packet of labeled on glucose. They make a solution for you. You drink and you feel good. Walk sometimes in these private institutions and see what doctors are doing. A whole consultant, a surgeon, is coming from surgery and then drinks sugar that has been concentrated in a cup to just make sure that his sugars are stabilized. And they are busy telling you that Daktari came from a surgery and he's so tired, his sugars are down. Now he has to take this concoction of sugar so that his sugars go back to normal for him to attend to more patients. What a mess. What a mess. And you're there telling me, my professor, my doctor, yes, your doctor is actually drinking sugar to make sure that his sugar levels are stable. Because he took a dose, he overdosed on insulin. How many doctors are snorting on cocaine? How many doctors are smoking? You just walk out of that consultation room, he's busy on the balcony smoking before he sees the next client. How many of those doctors, you sit in there with them in the bar after scoring your meals, just taking money from you. You're now sitting in the bar in the evening, taking 2 bottles of the road. Unasemanga mbili za barabarani. So you're sitting in your favorite joint and then your doctor walks in and he recognizes you. You're here. Oh, so don't worry. Let's just drink alcohol. Let's keep on topping on your diabetes. Please come back after 2 weeks. He's actually buying you 2 more beers so that tomorrow you still come back and pay him more. And then you're like, this daktari of mine, tunakunywanga na yeye. Daktari wangu tunakunywanga na yeye. This doctor is very social. Imagine we take 2 beers with him at our favorite joint. My friends, the health system is rogue. It doesn't care about you. Way back in college, certain lecturer told us that vitiligo has no permanent treatment, that it's only supportive management. Thank you, doc. Keep misleading us. We are learning, relearning, and unlearning. Yes, that's what you're doing here. We are misleading you. We will keep on misleading you. As you get better, and as they lead you in the right direction, as you get to suffer. Of course, the end result is you'll bring them money. But of course, when you have money, some of these things don't make sense. They don't make sense at all. So you can imagine a doctor telling you this condition cannot be managed. Just wait for death. Some of you have even been told that you're just waiting for 6 weeks to die, 6 months to die. Your cancer is at stage 4. We can only help you manage the symptoms. And then they give you chemotherapy and 2 weeks down the line, you're dead. Not because you died from cancer. No, you died from the side effects of chemotherapy. And nobody can tell you about that boldly. We've been doing a disservice to our clients. Only God can repay you for the eye-opening. My friends, and remember, all of us start from somewhere. I didn't just wake up one day and started preaching these things. I went through the process. You've seen me share my photos on my platforms when I was still that guy. That doctor, they call it cephalothorax or something. When you fuse the head and the... When you fuse the head and is it a head and a thorax? Now you have only one. That's a cephalothorax. So you don't have a neck. And you're telling this patient, you're selling them hope. You're actually telling them how they will survive from this condition if you just stick on these drugs. Take your drugs at 7 in the morning and make sure you don't miss a dose at 7 in the evening. But Daktari, you have a fused neck. What is happening? Hey, my friends, what is happening to your neck, sir? You look like somebody just... Hey, Daktari, you're telling me that I can lose weight through these dietary modifications, Mr. Nutritionist. You are sure I will lose weight with these dietary modifications? Yes, madam, you will lose weight. And actually, I can give you about 2 months to lose weight. But sir, why don't you want to lose weight yourself? No, don't worry about me. You know me, I'm healthy. You know me, I'm a doctor. I have to be, I know what to do. I'll just lose weight. If I want to lose weight, I'll just lose it. Daktari, but just lose it for me to see, and then I'll follow suit. Don't worry about me. Me, I'm okay. Mariana, still waiting for you to pick up. Yes, I can hear you. How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm doing good. Where are you calling us from?
From London.
Gambia is in the building. Welcome on board. Welcome on board. How are you?
Thank you very much. I'm fine.
Talk to us.
First, I have to say thank you very much.
Welcome.
This is because I got newly diagnosed sometime around February
Yes.
with diabetes type 2,
Okay.
and I'm just 26, newly married, yet to be a mother.
Oh, man.
So I conceived, and then I lost my baby when I was 6 months pregnant.
Sorry about that.
So the shock of dealing with my lost pregnancy coupled with knowing I had diabetes at that time was just too much for me.
Yeah.
And this happened at the time when my husband is currently pursuing his master's in the US.
Yeah.
So I had to deal with most of it alone.
Okay.
But then when I started joining your program,
Yeah.
I've noticed a big changes in myself.
Good.
Because the first information I received was I should be able to spread out my meal at least every 3-4 hours.
Yes.
And I was doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But then I realized my sugar was still spiking up.
Yes.
I would wake up in the morning, I wouldn't even feel hungry.
Yeah.
Because I was asked to eat very early. So when I eat early, the next 3 hours, I'm also trying to snack around or get something that I could lay my mouth, I could eat.
Yeah.
So it was difficult for me to deal with myself.
Okay.
But when you advise us on the fasting, at least being able to, and also stop, especially when it comes to the snacking.
Yeah.
Because the advice I received was, whenever you feel hungry, you can snack around.
Exactly.
And another thing that when I was asked to do away with carbohydrate, my first question is, it was going to make me weak because from my side of where I'm coming from, majority of our food is carbohydrate.
Yes.
And while we were in school, the belief was carbohydrates were energy-giving food.
Literally everywhere. That's the news. Carbohydrates are energy-giving
So
foods.
if you're not telling me I should stop eating carbohydrates, I thought I would be very weak.
Yeah.
So I started eating more on fiber, like beans. I also have chia that I will soak overnight. I eat them in the morning.
Yeah.
The first change I realized was my constipation reduced. I used to have chronic constipation.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that because of the fiber content in my new meals,
Yeah.
that reduced gradually.
Yeah.
And I've also have the glucometer in my house. I check myself before my meal and after my meal.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized my hyper moments are mostly around 7 point something. It's at 7.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say the much part of the credit goes to you. Because now what I do is I eat one strong meal in the morning, say brunch, sometime around midday.
Yeah.
And I make sure the portion is well calculated.
It is just the beginning. You're going to get better. You're going to get pregnant, and you will take care of that pregnancy to term. There will be no complications in that pregnancy. There's nothing like gestational diabetes. You just had it. The pregnancy exposes it. So when they tell you got diabetes because of a pregnancy, a baby does not come with sugar. Babies don't come with sugars. You just had it. You had very bad eating habits. You ate wrong foods. And then the pregnancy came with hormones that just exposed that and it became worse. So always focus on fixing your kitchen. Once you fix that kitchen, you actually starting to prepare yourself for a pregnancy. So you don't start raising a pregnancy when you have it already. You start preparing yourself before the pregnancy. When you get the pregnancy, you will run swiftly through the pregnancy. You will have no cravings at all. You will end up having a very smooth and a very healthy pregnancy. You'll give birth to a child naturally without having to go through a CS, which is an emergency way of giving birth. You'll give birth naturally, and then you raise very healthy babies. You are very young. You are newly married. You are only 26. Look at yourself. If you started taking drugs at 26, look at yourself at 80. How worn out shall you be? You cannot even reach at 80 because you will die of the side effects of the drugs. So you only need to change your kitchen. You start fasting. You enjoy these foods. And they lied to us that carbohydrates are energy giving foods. They are very smart. They did that because they knew whatever is coming from the industries, 90% is carbohydrates, which is sugars. So they wanted you to consume their products. And that's why they came up with that. The same way they came up with the idea that morning breakfast is the most important meal of the day. That is actually a food company that actually came up with that idea. And apparently that food company, I don't want to mention it, but it starts with K and ends with S. It has some G's somewhere. So those of you who know that food company that has some G's somewhere, that serves your breakfast table, the cereals, the milk, and all these things that are actually coming from this company. So these are the companies that come out with these strategies. And remember, they have the best nutritionists, they have the best professors, and the best psychologists. And they start capturing your attention from the time you're young, when you're starting to develop the tests, the sense of tests, and differentiating between good and bad. That's the time when the babies, everything the baby touches goes into their mouth. Now, at that moment in time, these professors are studying every single behavior of this child, and they capture your attention from that moment in time. They put it on the media. They bring advertisements of foods using children. And then they put so many emotional colors, the red, the whites, the very attractive colors, and they make it a social function. And now you become so addicted to food. And oh goodness, you will defend carbohydrates by all you have until you lose all your teeth. You're still going to the dentist with only a gum, without teeth, but you're still saying sugar. Sugar is everything. Anyway, thank you so much, Mario, for coming through. God bless you and keep saving yourself and save people around you also.